Hi, I'm Tom from Frank Harvey Hi-Fi. Today we're going to be having a closer look at Sony's UBP-X1000ES 4K UHD Blu-ray player, and this is designed to be Sony's high-end version of the 4K player. It was aimed in the US more at the installation market, but I'd say it's more of a specialised product as a whole, really, for people with like custom AV setups and big home cinema setups. Anyway, with that little bit out of the way, let's have a closer look at some of the features that this product has to offer. So the first thing that strikes me about Sony's UBP-X1000ES is the build quality, really. Now, some people may recognise that the model below from Sony also uses this similar chassis, but it is very high quality and it's quite a heavy unit. And as we tend to say in like hi-fi and AV, when something's heavy, that's usually quite a good sign. It tends to be quite a good thing in terms of the build quality, etc., and the internal components. One of the other differences is there is actually more of a display on the front panel. When we spin the unit around, it becomes quite clear that there is even more differences between this and the X800 model below it. The main one of these being you have got RS323 connection for system controllers and home automation, things like that. It supports all manner of formats, so things like Super Audio CD and DVD audio have also been included on the list of disc formats that this player can support. So that's going to mean that it will make quite a high quality audio production and playback device. Another noticeable difference, when you look at the back, there's actually two HDMI outputs. Now the first one, which is the main one, has support for HDMI 2.0, which is basically the pass-through of things like HDCP 2.2, so you're going to get the full colour spec. The second one is recommended for use with things like old style sound bars, so you can just send the audio directly to it because it's only rated to HDMI 1.4. You've got the LAN connection. It's useful for people who wire this directly into their network. The X1000 also supports a whole plethora of different audio formats. So the main ones would be your FLAC, your MP3, but in addition to that, it does more uncommon ones, so things like DSD and also like some of the older pulse code modulation formats and codecs that some people may still have material on those formats. You can also connect to it via Bluetooth, so that's again useful for playback. It's probably not going to be so popular with somebody who's going to have a specialist product like this particular one, but the other advantage on it, the media player is very good. There's some very good software on there for playback and music. It's also very easy to find things like your network attached storage drives, or to plug in USB drives and stuff and play information back off of those. When you compare it to some of the competition ones, for example the Oppo one, it comes packed with a whole host of different apps which you can use, which is going to be particularly useful if you were adding this into a projector based system where you're not going to have so much smart functionality that you would on one of the 4K smart TVs. So you've got access to things like Netflix, BBC iPlayer, and there's a few others that are also included in there. Okay, so for the X1000ES is playback of UHD as standard now for the market. It supports Dolby Atmos and DTS:X, as also it supports many of the older formats in addition to that. So whatever the soundtrack, it's going to play it back in a very high quality when plugged into the right AV receiver. With that out of the way, let's get some demonstration material on here and have a closer look at this player.
It's coming from inside the wall.
Then what? Mice, maybe?
Big bloody mouse.
So if you liked our video on the Sony Blu-ray player, please subscribe below and you can see all of our other videos and any up and coming ones that we've got planned for the future. And please add us on Facebook and follow the Twitter account on social media. That's a big benefit to us. And if you'd like a great deal on the product, visit us at www.hifix.co.uk or visit us in store at 163 Spon Street, Coventry. Thank you.